Hello, so it's Wednesday. Uh, so yesterday I did an hour zone 2 jogging. So zone 2 is basically very slow jogging. You know, it's about as hard as walking up a hill. Uh, but that's what I'm planning on doing for next few months actually. Very easy conditioning work. So I'm gonna give these barbells another climb. I'm gonna climb up the barbells again. So while the weights are relatively puny, I thought I might as well go the direct route. So squat, bench, deadlift 3 times a week, and I'm going to chuck some weighted chins in at the end. I think weighted chins are simply good for you. Counter the bench press. So the bench press pulls you forward, and weighted chins will pull you back. I doubt that that's sustainable. Over a longer term. How long I can manage to do deadlift 3 times a week, I don't know. I'll just evaluate as I go along. But I thought, take the direct route while the weights are light. So I've done a bit of warm up. I did a bit of did the skipping, rowing machine, pull aparts, and I've done a few easy squats, and now it's loaded to 80 kilos. So it's the same as it was on Monday. So Monday I did 3 sets of 5 on all the lifts. Okay, so today I'm thinking 4 sets of 5. So the idea is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, stay with the same weights, but go from 3 sets, 4 sets to 5 sets, and then the next week up the weights and start at 3 sets again, and just continue that process. Yeah, it's very simple, isn't it? I mean, this is the sort of like bog standard stuff. I'm not too keen on the model which is simply put more weight on the bar every session. I find that becomes very overwhelming very quickly. So it is again though, it would be a good idea at this point. But I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go for the version I'm doing, which is slightly easier. In the long run, none of this is easy. In the long run, you always get to the point whereby it's just too overwhelming. But for the time being, I'm going to pursue this method. Okay, so what are we on here? The batteries on my phone is going. Great. So I said I've done quite a bit of warm up. So I don't know what you can see, but I've got a belt on. I've got knee sleeves on, so I'm going for the full whack. So the intention is at the end of this process to hit some heavy squatting. No, not today, but eventually. Okay. So the clock's saying about less than a minute, so I'll let it ride down. 3-minute timer. I say 80 kilos, 4 sets of 5, and then that's going to be followed by deadlifts, 4 sets of 5, and that's going to be followed by bench press, 4 sets of 5, and that's going to be followed by weighted chin. No, sorry, got it wrong. The bench press and the weighted chins will be done as a superset, as a circuit type thing. So, okay, a few seconds left. 80 kilos, 5 reps, should be fairly easy at this point. So I say 4 sets today, 5 sets on Friday, then come the next Monday, I'll up it to 90 kilos. So I'll do a substantial hike up on the weight. So I'm trying to get there fairly quick. So most of what I'm doing now comes from books, a series of books called Tactical Barbell. Okay, so I mean all of this, you know, it's all variations on the theme, isn't it? You know, but Tactical Barbell, and this program basically, you know, 3 days a week, and they advocate, you know, between well, I think in the original it was advocating either 2 or 3 lifts. You pick them, so obviously you're having to pick the sort of like, you know, the big lifts. Now you could go sort of like deadlift and overhead press, or squat, deadlift, dips, anything like that. You know, something, you know, big stuff, the big compound stuff. So I think later on in a different book, you know, it said, you know, maybe 4 lifts if you include chins. So I'm doing the chins as well. So this program that we're explaining, so 3 days a week, between 2 and 4 exercises, as far as I can make out, you know, the various incarnations of the same program. It's called Operator. There are variations on the same theme. Yeah. You choose your list. So whatever you want to do. Yeah. Obviously, advocating big lifts. You're only doing between 2 and 4 lifts, so you need to get something that works a fair amount of the body. And then the scheme is, as written, to start off with start off with 3 sets of 5 at 70%. Do that 3 times, so you don't vary the. So I'm, you know, it's not what I'm doing. You know, according to the original, you don't vary the workout. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know, it's just repeating the same workout. So you do 3 sets of 5 at 70% of your max. I don't know what my max is even. You know, I'm not even trying to work it out. I'm just going to feel my way through. I'm sure it will all catch up with me eventually. So week 1, 70%, week 2, 80%, week 3, 90%, but 90% you don't do sets of 5, you do sets of 3. Then week 4, you drop back down to 75%, then 85%, and finally, week 6 you peak at 95%, which is for 3 sets of 2. So you're playing off the intensity, so the high percentage, 95%, against the volume. So when you're doing the high intensity, the volume is lower, sets of 2. Okay. You know, I'm sure as written, it'll work. But I looked at it and thought, okay, I've done these sort of programs before. I remember something called the Court 3x3, which is a powerlifting program where you just do squat, bench, deadlift. That's it. So you do that. So 3 lifts 3 times a week, 3x3, Court 3x3. And what he advocated was pretty low weights, but between 5 and 8 sets. So when I did that, I thought, okay, kick off with 5 sets, then the next session do 6 sets, and then the next session do 7 or 8 sets, rather than simply repeat it. So that I thought, yeah, I'll apply that to this program. So rather than repeat the same workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just carbon copy workout, I thought, yeah, I'll just do 3 sets on Monday, 4 on Wednesday, and 5 on Friday, to keep it progressive. And then when I drop the weight, when I up the weight next week, I'll be able to drop down to 3 sets again, so it might not be such a shock. I'm sure I'm just I'm just messing about with details, but that appealed to me. My phone is complaining now, low battery, can't win. Anyway, hopefully get all these squats on film. So that's 4 sets of squats, 4 sets of 5 at 80 kilos, which is very lowly, you know, I understand that much. Now even for me it's low, but within a few weeks I'll be knocking out these with 100 kilos plus, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's squats done, isn't it? So I think the underlying philosophy, the underlying philosophy of this program and many others, it's the idea of sub-maximal sets. So in other words, each set is not a killer, so sub-maximal. So you're not taking these sets to failure. Yeah, not intentional anyway. Sub-maximal sets done frequently to build up the strength. I think that's the underlying. If you want to sum it up, not many lifts, train them frequently, don't go all out. Okay, so let's see that squatting done. So let's see if we can do a bit of deadlifting. So the bar's on 100 kilos, and I'm gonna assume that having done squats, I'm warmed up to the point where I can put 100 kilos straight on the bar. Yeah, I mean, it might be a bit lazy. Maybe not quite the safest thing to do, but I'm going to go for it. So let's do a single with 100, and then I think last time it was 120 kilos for 3 sets of 5. So I'm going to go 120 for 4 sets of 5. If I remember correctly, took the knee sleeves off, rolled them down my leg. I find that you know, the knee sleeves, when you load the deadlift, you know, when you do the eccentric on the deadlift, they tend to catch your knee sleeves. I don't like it. You know, I think when you're straining and lifting, any little irritating thing bothers you. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how wonderful the film is going to be. Does that work? Maybe. I can't see much still. How's that? Is that sweet spot? Yeah, I think so. I think that's as good as it's going to get. So on the bar there's 100 kilos, so I'm just going to single with that. I'm going to use straps throughout, you know. I'm not particularly trying to build up my grip. You know, I've got this wrist issue that's been lingering for ages. Seems to have replaced my elbow issue. So, one pain removes another. I think I need to be taking my shoes off, but I'm going to do it in a minute. Let's get this one out. Okay. That was 100. I'll leave the belt on. Generally speaking, I don't deadlift with a belt on. I find it probably helps, but it's just awkward. It's, you know, it's big. It's, your knee sort of like gets in the way. Ideally, I could do one of those little bodybuilding belts, I think, which I might get. Okay. Put some slippers on. Whatever they are. I think they're water shoes actually. Yeah. So recently I changed the weights on this deadlift. So before I was using some sort of like a plastic coated, and they're being battered so they didn't roll properly. So they were a pain. But I noticed that those previous weights, the diameter of the disc was much more, so therefore I'm having to lower this weight. Well, I'm having, you know, the range of motion is much increased. I would say it's at least an inch, at least. Yeah, you can feel it. Oh. So I said 120, didn't I? You got a 10? 2 5 will do. No, I've got 10. Put 10 on. Well, again, these are relatively puny weights at this moment in time. But, you know, don't underestimate the power of high frequency deadlifting, you know, that is going to knock, you know, okay, might not be all out, but you know, it's deadlifting, you know, it's going to take something out of you. So yeah, on the one hand, low weights, on the other hand, 3 times a week. Yeah, plenty of sets. So this is going to be 4 sets a day and 5 sets on Friday. So yeah, it's quite a tiring thing. I don't know how sustainable it will be, but I will see, work it out as I go along. Okay. Nothing to it really. I mean, the only thing I'm finding on these squats and deadlifts is that the issue is they light up your your sore points. So getting under the bar on the squat, finding it's irritating my wrist and my shoulder to a certain extent, my knees. Yeah, so it's not the not the weight per se. It's the actual movement pattern. The deadlift, it pulled on my this elbow tendon here, bicep tendon. I can feel that for sure. That's one of the reasons that I started using the straps. So I thought that the mixed grip might be an issue. It might be loading up one tendon more than the other. How dangerous these moves are, for natural lifters who don't take steroids. So, essentially what I'm saying is that if you're a natural lifter, your muscles don't grow so quickly. Your strength doesn't develop so quickly. Your strength doesn't go as high, obviously. Well, I would say obviously. So whether or not all this tendon snapping stuff, on the dead, you see deadlifts and the sort of like the bicep rolls up, whether that is something that is, basically a steroid phenomenon, I don't know. I realise that you can live with a horrendous form and probably get injuries. I never do that hitching stuff. I think that's horrendous. I won't put my back through that. That hitching. Stop that. Definitely feeling easier than the squats. That's it, early days. So next week, I'm looking. Ah. Okay, many apologies. I have to deal with dogs again. So, sorry about that. So I missed that one, haven't I? Tell you what, I'll reset it. I'll not wait another 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm looking after, well, I was looking after my daughter's dogs. And just going to pick them up. Sorry about that. It's life. Real life. Okay. Okay, I think that's 3 sets. That's what I've got. Put that down. It's going to be bench press soon. Put a few weights up while I'm waiting. So yeah, squat, bench, deadlift, weighted pull-ups. You know, that's definitely taking a hammer to the body. You know, a big lump hammer. That's it. Probably not sustainable. Well, so definitely not sustainable. You know, once the weights start getting up there. You know. I suppose one way you could do it, which I've seen, which is quite interesting, is sort of like for frequent deadlifting. It just, I can't believe it, battery's running low on this thing now. So I've not got much battery on anything. When it cuts out, it cuts out. But at least we've got squats and deadlifts, so I bounced it from the last video and I only got the squats. But yeah, I've seen programs where, you know, interesting sort of like schemes where you can actually deadlift every day, but you know the Monday workout is something like one set of 50. You know, where you go down to a really lightweight, you know, less than one plate on the bar, and then during the week you sort of like gradually pile the plates on. So you're deadlifting every day, pile the plates on, yeah. So by Friday or so,